What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. And before I begin, let me be sure to say thank you to my Patreon supporters. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe for future content. I thought today we would take a look at Moff Gideon, VC180. He is from the Mandalorian line, and I've got a couple of graded Mandalorian figures out here for some extra decoration. My son got this Moff Gideon, and he asked that I do a video on him. So I am but his humble servant, and I thought we would take a look at beautiful Moff Gideon. This is certainly one of the better recent releases, at least in terms of face sculpt. I really like Moff Gideon as a character in the show. He just does a great job of not overacting as a villain. And look at that face sculpt. It is just an incredible job with the face print technology that Hasbro has done here. Beautiful card back. You know, Boss Bounty and a few others have mentioned how dark this picture of him is. I do think they probably should have lightened that up a little bit. But it's a great shot of him coming out of the damaged, crashed TIE Fighter, holding the Darksaber. And on the Darksaber, before I forget, I want to talk about that. You know, they did add some nice paint applications around the saber. One thing I thought of that would have made this figure really pop is if they had made it glowed in the dark. If they had made that paint, that white paint, glow in the dark, that would have been a nice touch, I feel like, and certainly would have been worthy of this figure to do some kind of really cool extra pizzazz to the accessory, but unfortunately they did not. If they can make glow-in-the-dark comic book covers, people, they can certainly add some glow-in-the-dark paint to the saber. I thought that would have been a really nice touch, but nevertheless, I like the figure. The only complaint, as also mentioned by others, is the fact that the cape is kind of just bolted on the back. This is just a carded look at the figure, but there it is. This is a better angle here. But I think if they had made that a cloth goods cape, that probably would have been a better choice. The actual colors and everything and the sculpt of the cape is great, but as covered by others who have taken this out of the package, that cape does not stay on very well, and it just seemed like a perfect figure to do cloth goods for it. The armor itself, the chest armor, the belt paint applications, all that, the shoulder pauldrons, all of that stuff looks great, and I just wish they had done a little bit more with the accessory and with the cape. But you can see his blaster pistol there. But a great figure in the line, and I've got that entire wave, which included the Rogue One Darth Vader, Captain Rex, the Mandalorian in his Beskar armor, the Armorer, and Moff Gideon. I've got that entire line, that entire wave. I believe it was wave 30. I'm going on memory. That entire wave is at Collector Archive right now, so we'll get those back probably, I would think, within the next 6 weeks or so. You just never know nowadays with how backed up all of the different graders are. But this is my son's example. He asked for a collector grade. I have turned him into a collecting monster. He wants collector grade only, so I've got to be extremely careful with this, lest I be subject to the tyranny of my son. But a really nice figure. And let's really quickly, this channel would not be complete without a couple of graded items. So I did take out of the poly bag for a closer examination the Remnant Stormtrooper. I believe it's VC165. This is signed by Michael Bender, who portrayed one of the Remnant Stormtroopers in The Mandalorian in Season 1. And he was kind enough to sign this for me, and I then got it authenticated and graded by Collector Archive. He came back with a 90, signed Michael Bender. So it's got the James Spence authentication number there, signature series. And what a beautiful item that is, but it looks great with that nice bold marker. Michael was so kind to sign that and send it back to me free of charge. I sent him money to pay for shipping, and he didn't take it. Now, this one is the Mandalorian. I believe it's VC166. I had a couple of examples of this, but this is the one that just arrived as part of that massive unboxing I did. This was a collector grade Big Bad Toy Store version, and he came back with a 95. I mean, just unbelievable grade for anything, but to have it with the Mandalorian is great. The card, the blister, and the figure all got a 95 score. So as about as pristine as an example as you can get for VC166. And I do have the Mist card, which you've already seen. That one is the Mandalorian on the General Lando card back. I've got the Beskar armor. I've got the carbonized. Those are all going to be back fairly soon. One other quick programming note before I also forget. I'm going to put the insert up right now. Friday, April 2nd at 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and 9 p.m. UK Time. I'm doing a live stream on my channel. It's going to be on my channel, and I'll set that up through StreamYard here probably Wednesday or Thursday, so the link will be up with a countdown timer. Blacked Out Ewoks, fellow YouTuber and great friend of mine, we are going to be doing about a 45-minute to 1-hour live stream to discuss Star Wars collecting guides as well as novels, as you can see in the graphic that I just put up. It's going to be a good little session. Blacked Out Ewoks has a massive collection of different Star Wars collecting guides and such. I've got a very small one. I've only got a few, but I do have a very sizable novel collection. I have read pretty much every major release over the last few years. Some of them I've read 2 and 3 and 4 times because I am a nerd and a loser. But I want to go through some of those. The Thrawn series by Timothy Zahn, the recent releases, Ascendancy and Alliances and Treason. I've got all of those. I've got a few others that I think are worth mentioning and telling folks about in the event that they have not had a chance to read those yet. So again, Friday, April 2nd, at 3 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. UK time will be the live stream for about 45 minutes to an hour. We are encouraging viewer participation throughout the show, so be sure to bring your questions, bring your thoughts on other novels or collecting guides that you have. We want to make it interactive as possible, and we look forward to seeing you there. And then finally, this just kind of came to me as part of this video. Are we not in the middle of just some amazing runs? I'm going to put up an insert right now with this wave for the Moff Gideon wave that came out this past winter. We've got the recent wave with Boba Fett, the Return of the Jedi version of Boba Fett, the Bespin Escape Leia, Zutton, all of those. We've got the retro collection of The Mandalorian. Those 7 figures, 7, are coming out next month, or I should say in May sometime. That's just going to be an awesome wave. I've got those pre-ordered. And then in July, we have the Clone Wars versions of Darth Maul and Ahsoka coming with to-be-determined items. But Yak Face, as you can see in that graphic, as mentioned, it's going to be Clone Trooper Echo, as well as the off-world Jawa from The Mandalorian. So, is it just me, or has Hasbro really stepped up their waves for... Now, I'm excluding the repacks. The repacks are the repacks. I mean, people are going to complain about those as they wish. But in terms of new figures and waves, I mean, it's just an incredible run that we're having here. So, I know I bag on Hasbro a lot, but credit to them for listening to fans and releasing some original 96. We got Mandalorian figures. We got Clone Wars. It's just running the full gamut. And, while we may not see the release, the number of releases that we would like to see, I personally am very happy with what we've gotten so far this year and have coming in the coming months. It's just a great release wave. And by the way, I've also seen on Instagram and elsewhere those new 50th anniversary Obi-Wan Kenobi, Greedo, and Jawa that I believe are Amazon exclusives. They're being shipped in separate internal boxes to protect them during shipment. So Hasbro's listening after the debacle that was the VC177 rollout of the Incinerator Trooper, as well as the Mandalorian with Child, those Walmart exclusives that got beat up in shipping. And a lot of people just got creased cards and damaged and open and cracked cards. The fact that they're shipping those now in protective cardboard boxes is a big plus. And so, as much as I rail on Hasbro, I've got to give them credit for not only doing some awesome releases here for the Vintage Collection and Retro Collection, but for packing those Black Series store-exclusive Amazon figures such that they're arriving on customers' doorsteps largely in great condition, mint condition. So credit to them. I don't say it enough. Anyway, that's all I really had for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe for future video releases. I will be back soon, and thanks again.